mikeAD, and these are my favorite guitar riffs. Some of my favorite guitar riffs, I have no idea why they're my favorite guitar riffs. They just came out and they screamed to me, that is freaking awesome. We'll start with other bands and bands that I grew up listening to. But one of the bands that I started growing up listening to was Motley Crue, believe it or not. I heard all this stuff on the radio when I was growing up, when I was in primary school. So as a result, I was the only kid listening to Motley Crue and Iron Maiden in school. And the riff that I thought was really, really cool was the Girls, Girls, Girls riff. I love that guitar riff. Almost any guitar riff that ends with a thing like that. It's like that was freaking great because it had a little muscle, and I think it was also tuned a little lower than I'm tuned. I'm only tuned in like standard E flat, so there's boo doo 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 doo, and there's a whole bunch of songs out there that this song probably stole it from. But when you hear it, you go, ah, okay, that's the inspiration, that kind of stuff. What player doesn't, say that they don't like Metallica? The one that riff I always thought was awesome was, there was actually two of them that I thought were awesome, but one that I thought was awesome was, of course, For Whom the Bell Tolls. That one. That's freaking great. There's another one from Metallica where I said, holy moly, is that riff really awesome. It's the thing that should not be. And apparently I had a transcription book that had this in drop D, when apparently it was just tuned in D, and someone went through and did the whole song, transcribed the entire, it's actually actual booklet, and it's all, the whole song is in drop D, but wow. That's really freaking heavy. Really heavy in any tuning. That freaking riff is awesome. The next band that I started listening to near the end of high school was a band called Carcass. And they always had these evil freaking guitar riffs. And the one that really was a big inspiration for me, even musically, going down the road, was Corporal Jigsaw Quandary. That one. The ones that I like, and there's a song called "Rotten Roll" on the Heartwork single, and it has two riffs that just murder me. First of all, it's the first one, and I just keep screwing the bloody thing up, but I just love this riff. That one, and of course the main riff that goes like, this just screams freaking heavy music. addictive. That's like, holy shit. That's really heavy. Happened to run across this other band once I'd left high school, got to university, discovered this band called In Flames. And there's two songs that they got some riffs in there that just kill me. Of course, it's the one that always kills you. The first time you hear In Flames, you know, Jotun. That one. It's like these Swedish folk melodies over top of these really heavy guitar riffs. That had some freaking appeal, because I never ever heard anything like that before. It was like Iron Maiden on steroids. It's really cool. A few years down the road, in like 2000, the band came up with a record called Clayman. And the title track from this one, just some of the riffs in this song murder me. It's freaking great. The chorus riff, the bridge riff, and the verse riff, I think, are all really great. The verse riff in F sharp. Evil. Really cool sounding. The chorus, the like that one. That one was freaking really great, except tuned much lower than I'm tuned. And of course, the bridge riff, which is like, oh, something about it is freaking fantastic. It has two guitar parts in it, but I'll try to do this without screwing this up. I love this riff. Love it. It's freaking fantastic guitar riff. After that point, there was a band called Nevermore. And there was always this one song was full of some really great freaking guitar riffs. The thing is with Nevermore stuff is a lot of the really cool guitar riffs that I liked I could never bloody freaking play. Jeff Loomis, he just keeps taking out good riffs out of Pandora's box. It's like him and Dave Mustaine, I can safely say that they were just as good rhythm players as they were lead players. And some of their actual guitar riffs are like leads to other players. But the There was these two really great riffs from this song called The River Dragon Has Come. Always felt that was freaking unbelievable. Really awesome. There's other bands like the band from Chicago, Disturbed. And they have this one song, I think it totally flies under the radar. And I love the riff in this song from the album called 10,000 Fists. And the song's called Pain Redefined. Really cool guitar riff. That's really, really neat. Like that. He's like because of the accents were not where you'd expect. Thought that was really freaking cool. Here's some of my favorite mikeAD riffs. We're gonna go back to the very first mikeAD record. I don't even think there's even like a copy of this record even existing anymore. They just got stepped on or got so scratched up that they're just not playable anymore, and the quality was so bloody low. But there were some really, really cool heavy riffs back then before I became more well-rounded and less freaking angry. Big Crush. Here's some of my favorite riffs from that song. There's a lot of riffs that cycled around that, that kind of idea. But there was the part where the main verse riff kind of goes halftime. Pretty crushing. But what happens is, while the guitar's going halftime, the kick starts to roll, and there's this little guitar part that goes on top. And it's like, holy moly. And then, halfway through, it switches to 1/4 down into B from C. Like that. Always liked that particular guitar riff. That one was a big, huge inspiration for writing all kinds of other guitar riffs that have that augmented kind of sound. A bunch of years went by and came out with the Journey to the Center of the Hurt record, which was a lot of like introspective stuff, and I purposely made a total left turn in the material, making it way more accessible pretty much on purpose. But there's some pretty freaking cool guitar riffs in there. And this one is from a song called Demon Seed. Is a cool riff. From the Downward Grade album that I like very, very much. One of them is from the song called Azrael. And the main riff, the intro riff in the song, it's very it's an E major instead of E minor, which is very, very typical in heavy metal. So as a result, there's a lot of other notes in there that just wouldn't typically be in the, you know, the traditional Iron Maiden B C kind of stuff. So as a result, there's a lot of major thirds and minor thirds. See, it's centered around C sharp minor and E major. Next track, a song called Lazarus. It's in drop C sharp. The bridge in this song, like many mikeAD tracks, are full of some of the hardest playing, and usually the choruses are very sing-along, and that's pretty much by design. So this one is pretty much based in harmonic minor with little detours into just standard minor. So, and then of course there's some Phrygian, there's some stuff in there that makes it sound very heavy metal, but there's a lot of melodic elements in it that are really cool. This one, from Lazarus. Like that. It's very unlike me to do stuff like that. If people who know me, I'm not a super proficient guitar player. I just realized early in the game I wasn't going to be, you know, shredding all over the place, and thankfully I was in a lot of bands where there was already a guitar player, good solid lead guitar player in the bands that I was in, so I could free to concentrate on rhythm. And after you learn after the fact that you probably should have worked on that kind of stuff, because it's the rule of life, you know, the 10,000 hour rule about you're good at what you practice. If you sit all day long and go, you sit there and gallop all day long, or if you and just shred over the guitar, it's that's all you're going to be good at. It's unfortunately, I am not as well rounded as I would like to have been, but would I give up the rhythm playing? No, I wouldn't. It's I just enjoy songs that have like a tight mechanical rhythm to them. So that song in particular very unlike me. I have that minor third in there, but really this minor third is just kind of an extension of the A major triad, just to make it sound pretty cool. But it's neat, and the cool little harmonic minor noodle at the end. Always love that riff. There's a riff in the song Dark River, and I believe it's the pre-chorus, because there's just a lot of riffs and some changes moving around, but the chorus is very kind of sing-along-y. Kind of thing, but the pre-chorus is singable and very dark at the same time. And the really cool part about the chorus is that it's kind of word painting with the lyrics, because the lyrics say I'm stricken with the disease inflicted in minor keys. So all the while there's all these chords are all minor. With our disease, inflicted in minor keys. And when that goes back in and everything gets like happier and more upbeat, it's really freaking cool, because that part is so sad and melancholic. There's a song from the Trinity record, which has a very un-Mike-like riff in it, because I don't really use a lot of these fourths. These, I always thought that was very hair metal-y. But of course, like most songs, it's always the bridge that has this cool part. It's going full circle. Pretty neat. And it also has this part where that's the guitar break, and then the drums come in and everyone comes in together, and there's like a heavy guitar version of it when it all comes together. Really, really cool. A song from the Shades of Grey record, which is Fall on Your Sword. So this one is full of some really heavy riffs. Some of the heaviest riffs from the entire 4-volume set come from this song alone, but my favorite riff from this song is the chorus riff, for once. there that pretty much traverses the entire neck of the guitar. Never ever had a song that had a riff like that. Usually it stood in one place. And that riff is, when you play it, and it's very satisfying to be able to play up and down the neck of your guitar, and I just go that kind of stuff. So that's cool. One of my favorite track for cool guitar riffs is this song from the Absolute Glory, the cast off record from the Downward Grade, and the song's called "I Fucked an Alien." But there's some really great, some really great guitar riffs in there. Among others, but I also found it was a cool track because it has this, it's a relationship with some woman that he has, like, from outer space. So it all has that cool little augmented verse inside it. Really profane title, but some of my favorite riffs come from that song. Next song is a track called Lifeline, off Volume 3 of Shades of Grey. And the thing that I like the most about it is that it has this call and response idea. This and each time that there was a call, there was a response with a different riff, and it alternates. The first time, and then the second time. Right? Like that riff. Always really like that. I like it when there's a call and response on a riff, and somehow the one part is wide open, and then the response is like this, something heavy, syncopated, heavy, percussive, and it kind of distracts you mentally. It's like, okay, that was really wide open, and boom, 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 body shots, and then it's like back again. That's why I like those particular riffs. So this last one is a track called I Carve Her Name. It's very mechanical. You could say that Fear Factory was a big, huge influence on it. But it also has some like underlying melodicism that's in it with all the chord changes, and you find them pretty much all throughout the song. So it's hard to listen to one riff in isolation to make up your mind about what, in particular, what a song is. But the intro of the song has a long A to G to D kind of melody with this dueling vocal idea, and there's a with A, there's a lot of C and G involved, but when the song goes heavy, it gets very syncopated, and it has this Fear Factory-esque rhythmic attack to it as it descends between those fifths and those augmented fifths. It's really cool. It's one of my favorite riffs, like, ever, that I ever wrote. And it, for some reason, makes your body do this weird twist. And I think if a song makes your body move in a way that hasn't moved before, I think that's a good thing. This is the main riff from I Carve Her Name. So, those are pretty much my favorite riffs from real bands that I can actually play. And some of my favorite riffs from the mikeAD discography. So I hope you enjoyed it. Rock on.